Unit 5, Skill for Employment 1, second subtopic, Giving and Receiving Instructions, Directions. The purpose of the lesson is for students to comprehend selected techniques to improve their communication skills at the quadrant level. Desired learning outcomes, they are as follows. Give clear, simple and multi-step directions or instructions. Provide clear and useful written and oral information. Select the right media for right situation. Scheduled lesson time 20 to 30 minutes. Introduction. Effective communication is a vital competency of every member of an organization. The benefits to an organization whose members employ effective communication include improved interpersonal relationships, morale, and motivation that are founded on mutual understanding and trust. At the group level, teams employing effective communication achieve synergy sooner, are more easily formed, better managed, and better able to respond to changing situations and mission needs. Effective communication allows plans to become more effective through clarity and commitment. This allows increased productivity as skills and processes are better applied. In a sense, effective communication means increased results. Effective communication is a life skill upon which sound relationships are established. First one, giving directions and instructions. You might ask, what is so difficult about giving instructions or directions? We have been practicing communication skills since before we learned to walk. To effectively communicate a complex idea, though, required skills beyond elementary conversation. There are two basic rules to remember. Rule 1. Organize your thoughts. In order to share your ideas, you must first organize them in a sequential and coherent manner. If you write the instructions out, your instructions will probably look something like: drive west on 6th Avenue for about 3 miles. Take a left on Airport Road. At the second stop, sign turn left. Proceed to the end of road. Turn right into parking lot. Entry door is on east side of building. Now, take these directions and cut each one into a small strip of paper. Jumble the strips up and arrange them randomly. Give them to a colleague. Even with mixed up directions, they should have no trouble reaching wing headquarters right. The problem is that the directions are complete, but they are also completely unorganized. Rule 2. Effective communication is collaborative, not competitive. Communication is a two-way process involving an exchange of ideas. If you try to force your ideas, you will prevent the exchange of ideas and will eventually frustrate or alienate the other person. By observing these two rules, you will minimize the possibility of miscommunication and misunderstanding. The instructions to be given in the announcement might contain the following: the name of the event or activity, the date, the day, the start and end times. Where are the events will be conducted, the name of the point of contact with phone number, the facility or location, and direction. On how to get there as described from several strategic or well-known geographical points of interest. Therefore, wing headquarters, town hall, the local airport, etc. Giving oral, written directions or instructions. First one, in the communication process, there are basically two forms of giving instructions. There are either oral or written form. Suppose you are a unit commander or a member of senior command staff and you are trying to explain a new concept. You know you have one opportunity to really get the message across. There are three basic factors that engage people. They are self-interest, what's in it for me, who is speaking, and how the message is delivered. Understanding the basic principles of how we communicate and why we listen helps you to realistically evaluate what you want to say and how you want to say it. Third one, how do you these steps relate to the AF style briefing lesson in this course? Written announcements or directions. The written form can be either formal or informal. Written direction or instruction can be in numerous formats. These formats may be a formal or informal letter, a newsletter, a flyer or proposal for grants and expenditure request. A mission procedure, an email, or a web page item. These various formats generally have a specific objective. Qualities of giving directions. Whatever form of communication you use, written or verbal, the message must be clear, concise, and unambiguous if it is to be effective. It should have a logical sequence or progression, and there should be no misspelled words or improper grammar. If you are giving directions, you should plan out your starting point and your ending point. Arrange the directions in a logical and sequential order and keep the instructions concise and short. Trying to include too many facts or specific details into one statement could confuse and mislead the reader. It is best to group the directions into a multi-step approach. This leads to better comprehension. Each of the different forms of media has strengths and weaknesses. Picking the right form of communication depends on the message you are trying to convey. A very powerful form of communication in business today is email. Text or images can be sent almost instantaneously to virtually anywhere in the world. There are two rules to consider when giving directions or instructions. Organization of thought is essential and effective communication is collaborative. Oral announcements should encompass these three factors. First one, self-interest. Second one, who is speaking. And third one, how the message is delivered. Written announcements can be either formal or informal. Effective communication must be clear, concise, and unambiguous. It is important to consider who your audience is and what their needs are. Employing many of the principles or concepts presented in this lesson should be helpful in improving effective communication at the squadron level and above. Effective communication at the squadron level is something we should all strive for. Finally, we come to the conclusion of Unit 5 Skill for Employment 1, Topic 2. Thank you.